What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com, and welcome back to another week of our top 3-year-old rankings. And this is going to come with controversy this week, absolutely, for sure. So we'll get into that. But first, let's get the top 5 read out here. Number 5 going to be National Treasure once again on the list. He won the Preakness Stakes. It's a huge race, so he's got to be number 5 for now. I speculate he will not stay there, but for right now, he's there. He won the Preakness. Nobody else has really jumped up behind him and made a big enough case to move ahead of him. So he's in that holding pattern there at number 5. Number 4, another horse that's in a holding pattern that I think more highly of than National Treasure is Arcangelo. I've got him at number 4 this week. Of course, winner of the Peter Pan Stakes and, of course, winner of the Belmont Stakes, a fantastic race where he defeated many of the horses that people are very high on, including our number 1 ranked horse, Forte. So at number 4, Arcangelo, he's waiting for the Travers. Kind of an all or nothing situation. If he doesn't run quite well in the Travers, he might drop out, of the top 5. If he wins the Travers, he'll jump up to number 1 most likely. So at number 4, we'll keep Arcangelo right there in that spot. Listen, number 3 for me is Mage. He is probably the second most consistent horse, I would say, in this crop. He's been really, really good. He's danced every dance. He's hitting the board when he doesn't win. He always puts up a pretty solid effort. He's right there at number 3. I like Mage a lot. He's one more big win away from jumping up to number 1. That big win could come in the Travers, and if it does, like I said, he'll be number 1. But as of right now, we've got him at number 3. We'll see what he does in the Travers here in a few weeks. Number 2, Go Rocket Ride, a horse that beat Mage pretty soundly in the Haskell Stakes, and an up-and-comer for sure. The resume's still a little bit light. Why I didn't put him at number 1 after the Haskell a couple weeks ago? That was his first Grade 1 win. It was his second, or his first graded stakes win as well. I should say second stakes win overall. So he still has some proving to do as far as jumping up to number 1 on this list. But he has proven that he's very good, and he's going to be tough no matter where he enters. So Go Rocket Ride up to number 2 this week. We'll see if he can eventually get up to number 1. And number 1 is Forte. We've had him at number 1 the whole time. And he, whether you believe he should have come down or not, full disclosure, in my opinion on that, just to get it out of the way very quickly, I had a ton of money riding on Forte. I had a ton of money riding on a Forte Saudi Crown straight exacta. I thought Forte was coming down. He probably should have come down. So that's just my opinion on that. That's from a guy that really needed Forte to stay up. I was standing next to my buddy Ricky. I said, he's coming down. I don't think you can leave him up and whatever, So I feel very fortunate that he stayed up. All that aside, he did stay up. That's the facts of it. So it's a win for him. Can't take it away from him. It's a win. And the big thing about it, get mad at IRAD, I guess, if you're gonna, be mad about what happened. And again, I don't really blame you. The horse really showed what we all have been talking about with him. His will to win. He tries extremely hard. And he's extremely talented as well. There's just not many horses, when you look back at the Florida Derby, that would have re-rallied like that and got Mage and beat him. And there's not many horses that would have ran down Saudi Crown in the Jim Dandy. And he did. He definitely, in my opinion, if he would have came down, I wouldn't have had any complaints, arguments. It's yeah, that's probably the right call. But he didn't. He won. He showed that heart. He showed that grit, that determination, no matter what you think of what happened with the ride or there. The horse is really, really good. He deserves to be number 1 going into the Travers. I don't think he ran a race where it's he's unbeatable in the Travers. I remember the Jim Dandy last year when Epicenter won. I turned to my buddies and I said, there will be no handicapping for me of the Travers. Epicenter is winning that race. There's nobody that's going to beat him currently. I don't really feel that way about Forte. Not saying Forte won't be my top pick, but it's not hey, the entries are out, I'll just write Epicenter on the website now type of thing. I'm not just going to say, well, the entries are out, so I'll just write Forte. Going to have to handicap it for sure, because I think it's close with a lot of these horses. But he will be number 1 going into the Travers unless we see something just nuts, which I don't think that's going to happen because there's no big races between now and the Travers for the 3-year-old. So he's going to be number 1. Can he stick to number 1? It's going to be interesting. The Travers is going to be a key race, obviously. And there's a lot of horses like Arcangelo, like Mage, that are pointing for that race as well. As if they beat Forte, they're going to move to number 1. So everything going to be riding on the line there in that Midsummer Derby. the last weekend, or the last Saturday, I should say, in August up here at Saratoga. But for right now, Forte number 1. And once again, so to recap it, number 5, National Treasure. I don't think he's staying, folks, but I've got him number 5 once again. I wish somebody would knock him off. And to speak to that point, you know, like a Saudi Crown, I think is a much better horse than National Treasure, but he doesn't have a stakes win. Yeah, he got close a couple times, but National Treasure won the Preakness, right? So that's a problem. Like, I don't want to rank Saudi Crown 5th. Talent-wise, I think he's much better. Even Angel of Empire, I think, is better than National Treasure. But again, you know, he did win the Arkansas Derby, but he's failed in the Kentucky Derby. You know, didn't run well in the Belmont. I thought he ran really well in the Jim Dandy. He got the worst of it, but still, it's a third, so it's hard to move horses ahead of him. So I hate having National Treasure 5th, but he just kind of deserves it as of right now. So he's number 5. Arcangelo number 4. You can tell my disdain for keeping him at 5. Arcangelo number 4 this week for me, and he's just in a holding pattern until we see him in the Travers. Number 3, Mage. Number 2, Go Rocket Ride. And number 1, the controversial Forte. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for watching this video. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And we'll see you next week for more 3-year-old top 5s.
RacingNews.com is your home for the best free picks for every race, every track. Summer's here. Our picks are heating up. We want you to join us in the fun. Subscribe to the Racing Dudes YouTube channel right now. Click the notification bell. You don't want to miss a single one of our awesome videos. Want to make money betting horses? Bet with the Racing Dudes.